So, when we think of the Civil War, we often think about these huge, massive armies, the Confederate Army and the Union Army, standing in front of each other in an open battlefield, trying to outflank, outmaneuver, and outsmart the opposing side. And that's exactly what the Battle of Antietam was. Diving into the background of the Battle of Antietam, Robert E. Lee had just issued Special Order 191 on September 9th, 1862, an operation that would put the Confederacy on the offensive, as they would cross over the Mason-Dixon line, which divided the North and the South, and try to infiltrate the North. The plan, however, was met with strict opposition by Union General George B. McClellan and his massive army for Potomac. McClellan was aware of the Confederacy's advance, and he decided to put up a fight against the Confederate Army to stifle their advance north, leading to the Battle of South Mountain and the Battle of Antietam. This brings us to the bloodiest day of American history, September 17th, 1862. The Battle of Antietam was fought near Sharpsburg, Maryland, and Antietam Creek, and only lasted for one day. And, in spite of this, the casualties totaled nearly 23,000. In spite of the massive size of the Union Army when compared to the Confederate Army, 87,000 soldiers to 45,000, the battle wasn't nearly as decisive as it should have been for the Union. This was because the Army of the Potomac, the Union's forces, lacked the coordination and execution that the Confederate Army had. General McClellan, the Union general, exercised too much caution. McClellan was able to get his hands on a copy of Special Order 191, so he knew exactly what the Confederate forces were going to be doing. McClellan, however, was horribly misinformed. He overestimated the size of the Confederate army at Antietam and delayed his attack for one day. This allowed the Confederates to get some extra resources and soldiers for the day of the battle. The morning phase of the battle was fought on Miller's cornfield, as this reenactment shows. The Union tried to lead a sneak attack on the Confederate forces at 5:30 a.m., but ended up getting spotted by the Confederate forces, who were already prepared for the attack. The front on the cornfield was chaotic. Soldiers were bludgeoning each other with their guns and bayonets, and shots were being fired from all around. The Union forces on the cornfield also made a call for backup, but that backup was crucially delayed, leading to thousands more Union casualties. The fight on the cornfield was scattered and severely uncoordinated on the Union side, whereas the Confederates displayed superb mastery of the battlefield. Both sides retreated from the cornfield at 10 a.m., already with 13,000 casualties. The second phase of the Battle of Antietam took place on Sunken Road, or Bloody Lane, as it was called after the battle. The Union tried to penetrate the center of the Confederate forces, as though to deny them any access to their resources. Union Major General William French led a group of 5,500 soldiers to face off against the Confederate opposition. The Confederate forces were pushed back and almost had to surrender their hold on Sunken Road, but by the time that the Union had nearly finished the deed, Confederate reinforcements arrived. This caused the Union forces to be pushed back and ended the Union attack, resulting in a stalemate at Sunken Road. After the end of the battle, at around 5:30 on the 17th, both the Confederate Army and the Union Army tended to their wounded soldiers, but there were thousands upon thousands of them. Of the wounded soldiers that needed medical attention, 1,910 Union soldiers ended up dying, along with 1,550 Confederate soldiers. Additionally, many of the soldiers who were listed as missing at the battle's conclusion were later listed as dead. The day following the battle, General Robert E. Lee led his forces back to Virginia, while General McClellan did not follow, disobeying Lincoln's command, and instead just stayed at Antietam. The Battle of Antietam, though tactically inconclusive, was a Union strategic victory, as they delayed the Confederate invasion of the North. However, President Lincoln was extremely disappointed with General McClellan's performance at Antietam, as McClellan hesitated when he should have attacked, did not properly organize the battle, had too many casualties given their number advantage, and did not chase the ravaged Confederate army when he had all the resources to do so. McClellan was relieved of his military service slightly after the battle and replaced by General Burnside, who stepped up at Antietam. Lincoln was also able to issue a preliminary Emancipation Proclamation as a result of the Union strategic victory at Antietam, which gave all the Confederate states 3 months to return to the Union, lest he should free all of the slaves.